Welcome to another edition of World History Vocabulary. This is Bruce with me right here to help me today. Talk to you about some emperors of Rome, or three emperors of Rome and one wannabe emperor of Rome. So we're going to start in chronological order, which is usually the best way to go. So this will also help you understand how Rome turned from a republic into an empire and what the difference between those two was. So go ahead. Nice toss. Good work. So Rome was a republic until about 50 years BCE, and that's when we had Julius Caesar come in. So Julius Caesar is our first word. Julius Caesar was, let's just call him a Roman politician and general and writer who greatly influenced the formation of the Roman Empire. So he expanded Rome and was attempting to gain kind of control and kind of refocus the empire, and so that it could maintain a stronger central government. And so his ideas were influential to the formation of the emperor being more powerful than the Senate. In fact, he was kind of holding power with some of the other men at the time, and named a bunch of senators, which basically they were all on his side, and so it made it so that the Senate was kind of in his pocket, so to speak, and he became kind of very powerful. He was assassinated by some of his political rivals, very famously on the Ides of March, which is March 15th. And after he was assassinated, his heir, who I think was his nephew, was Augustus. And so Augustus became the next, there goes Bruce, he became the first emperor of Rome. So after his uncle died, he took the title of Caesar. They made Caesar a god, and by making him a god, it made Octavius, or Augustus, which is what he was known by, it made him a god as well. And so this kind of elevated the status of the emperor. So Augustus was the first emperor of Rome after the death of Julius Caesar. He became Caesar Augustus and was kind of this glorified, divine, god-like emperor. And his reign kind of established the idea that the emperor was the most powerful politician in Rome and had complete control, and through his reforms gained complete control of the empire, the entire Roman Empire. So by this time the Roman Empire had been huge. They had won the Punic Wars. Their expansion was great, and so Augustus becomes first emperor of Rome. That was 50 years BC or so. So now we fast forward to our next two emperors. There was then 50 emperors that reigned, and they reigned as kind of godlike emperors with complete control. Some of them became really horrible. But toward the end of the Roman Empire, we saw a movement to establish the Roman Empire in the East, not just in Rome, but also over toward the Middle East. And so the town of Byzantine, or Byzantium, would become the new center for the Roman Empire as emperors tried to move that direction. So our next word was Diocletian and Constantine, I believe. And Diocletian and Constantine both decided, let's move the empire to the east. And Diocletian was the first one to do that. And I always remember that because the word di means two. Diocletian, I always think of it as like a separation of two. So now we have the Roman Empire in the east and the Roman Empire in the west. And Diocletian was responsible for that split at about 300 years CE, so it's 300 years after the birth of Christ. And then Constantine, and this is where things get kind of a little bit better for the Eastern Roman Empire at least. Constantine renames the city of Byzantium Constantinople and becomes the sole emperor of East and West, and famously adopts Christianity as the official religion. He converts to Christianity and therefore kind of extends Christians a favor within the empire, because now they are not being persecuted anymore. The religion has caught on, and kind of did this as a political move because most people in the empire were already converting to Christianity. And so it gave him kind of power in their eyes. And what else did he do? Oh, and so religious toleration, and under I think it was the Edict of Milan, was granted to all people within the empire, although Christianity gained favor, and so it was actually a desirable thing to be a Christian after the reign of Constantinople. So thank you, those 4 emperors. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about the Roman Empire through them. And really, the last 2 we talk about after the Roman Empire in the West, which centered around Rome, was falling. And Constantine was the beginning of a new empire in the East, which would be known as the Byzantine Empire, which would last for 1,000 years. So keep being awesome, and I'll see you again soon.